off them drawers. I know what you want. I ask myself, is this shit real?
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Joanne. I make fitness and lifestyle kind of content. So if you're into that, make sure you subscribe down below and make sure to also share this video. So today I want to take you guys through my leg day, and the aim is to show you how I train. Let me say, as a lazy person or when I'm short on time. So if you're lazy or you don't have much time and you don't want to spend too much time in the gym, at like you want to just spend at most an hour, that's what I want to take you guys through and hopefully give you some tips on how you can quickly like get to your goals. Okay, not necessarily quickly, but make it easier for you guys to get to your goals. But first, I have makeup on. I want to remove the makeup because I don't want to go to the gym with makeup on. So I'm just gonna wipe it all out. The reason is because I don't know how, like my makeup always transfers and I don't know what to use to make the makeup not transfer, and I'm not trying to have all this makeup on my gym towel. It's just not it because I know I'm gonna sweat. So we're just gonna do this and then we're headed straight to the gym. It's gonna be a voice over because I don't think I can speak when I'm in the gym because there's ever loud music playing.
Raining thunder, baby, I wonder, would you just put your sweats on for me?
We are gonna get straight into the workout, but obviously start with a warm-up. I have filmed my warm-up so many times before and I just didn't feel the need to film it in this video, but typically I just do some squats, some lunges and some dynamic stretches, and then I'm set. My warm-up takes about 5 to 7 minutes. So the first exercise we are doing are gonna be hip thrusts. So obviously we want to build muscle, and as millennials we especially really need that muscle as we grow older. So there are 3 or is it 4 things I focus on when I am short on time, but I still want to progressively overload. So there's gonna be the weight, there's going to be the tempo, there's going to be time under tension, and a bit on rest time, but we'll talk about that later. So first thing we'll focus on is the weight. So we don't want to spend too much time in the gym. So basically for me personally, I choose to do very minimal reps. I am aiming for 8 to 10 reps for my exercises. So when you're choosing your weight, you need to pick a weight whereby when you get to that 7 or 8 number rep, you're really struggling to get to the 10th rep. Or the other way to think about it is that you're close to failure, meaning that when you get to the 10 rep, you really need to use all your energy to even get an 11th or a 12th rep. I hope that makes sense. Now, you also have to consider the other 2 factors, which is time under tension and your tempo. So for me personally, for example, for the hip thrust, I was using 60 kgs. 60 kgs is actually not that heavy for me, but because I'm just getting back, it feels heavy. Anyway, I digress. So basically, I'll use the 60 kg weight, but I am also keeping in mind that I am going as slow as possible. Obviously, when you start off, you're going to find yourself rushing, so you have to pace yourself very slow. And time under tension for the hip thrust, I am making sure to hold at the top for a second or 2, which makes the exercise much more harder. So that means you're going to need to pick a weight that you're able to do a slow tempo with and that you're able to hold at the top with. So for the hip thrust, I did 3 sets of 10 reps, and also my rest time, I try to put it between 1 minute or 1.5 minutes. You can also do 2, just make sure you have enough energy to go to your next set. Just don't rest too much. Next exercise was going to be Bulgarians, and again the rep range remains at around 10 reps. If you see me at the beginning, I actually started off quite fast and I had to pace myself and slow down my tempo. Obviously, I just want to get them over and done with. But yeah, pace yourself, do slow control movements. That is really going to make a huge difference. The other thing that is worth mentioning as you pick a weight, you want to pick a weight that you're able to still perform the movement correctly. You'd rather just use very light weights rather than use heavy weights and then do the exercise wrong and you end up injuring yourself and then you're out of the gym or you affected your body for life. So basically, don't be greedy with the weight, form over everything. Another thing I try to train myself, especially when I'm doing Bulgarians, is to touch the muscle I am working, just to make sure there's mind-muscle connection. Mind-muscle connection is literally everything if you're trying to build muscle. So yeah, focus on that as well. Touching the muscle you're training helps. Obviously, you can't touch the muscle when you're doing hip thrusts and maybe RDLs and some other movements. But yeah, when you're doing Bulgarians, you're typically able to. Next exercise is going to be Romanian deadlift. Honestly, I could go heavier for this, but this is one of those exercises I feel like I keep forgetting how to do them. So I opt to use lighter weights and go as slow as possible just until I am able to do them correctly. I feel like I'm ever learning how to do RDLs. But anyway, we also aimed for, actually this one I did 12 reps just because of the weight, it isn't that heavy. For this exercise, I also did 4 sets of 10 to 12, I believe.
Down like an apple. Match with the acres with the horses in the cattle like the narco. Got dope like Pablo. Cut throat like Pablo. Chop trees with the Draco. On the north got Diego.
And the last compound exercise I did were these barbell front squats. I'm not a fan of back squats. I in fact can't do back squats. So for this one, I wasn't sure. It's been a minute since I've done them, so I started off with just 5 kg plates on each side. That's the other thing. If the weight is too light, feel free to add the weight and test it out. Honestly, for this one, my aim was to try go down as much as possible. I wasn't so focused on the pace for this one because I was alone in the gym and there was no spotter and I was not willing to risk my life holding at the bottom only for me to be unable to get up when I'm alone in the gym. So keep those things in mind when you're also working out. So for this, I also did 3 sets of eight reps. So the final exercise would usually be an accessory movement like hip abductions, but for me, I am choosing to do some movements to strengthen my hips. So these are the 3 movements I focused on this day, and I feel like it's super important whenever you feel like you have a few more minutes to spare, just focus on strengthening your joints, whether it be your knees, your ankle, whatever it is. And finally we just stretched and we went home after that. And yes, I literally only took 1 hour in the gym. Actually, I was done with the main exercises by 45 minutes in. So we're back home, we're fresh, we're clean, and I just wanted to tell you guys a few more things before we do an ending for this video. So the first thing I wanted you guys to know is the term total daily energy expenditure, what is commonly just referred to as TDEE. This thing basically just breaks down like 4 areas how your energy or your calories are consumed in your body. So the biggest percentage is your BMR, which accounts for about 70% of the total calories that you eat. That's approximately. So these are calories burnt at rest for basic vital functions. Then number 2 is NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and these are calories burnt through daily activities like walking, cleaning, and all those things. Then number 3 is thermic effect of food, and this is energy used to digest your food. And then the final one is exercise activity thermogenesis, which is calories burnt during intentional exercises. So basically 70% of the calories you consumed are just used when your body is at rest. So one way to improve or to increase your metabolism when it's at rest is to have some form of resistance training. That's either lifting weights, some form of strength training. I think Pilates these days just has some form of resistance training to it. There's strength yoga. Build muscle, because muscle burns more calories at rest than fat. So the more muscle you have, the better it is for you. It's not a significant amount, but it's better. So number 2 is the non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which are calories burned through walking. So one way, especially if you're trying to lose weight, that you can increase the amount of calories you're burning. Walk. Try to get those 7 to 10k steps a day. Try to walk everywhere. I know most of us have like office desk jobs, but maybe when it's lunch break, take a walk. Take the stairs. Like, you guys always hear those things. And then I think exercise takes account for about, if I'm not wrong, 15% of your total daily energy expenditure. And I mean the intentional exercise. So you can see it's a very small percentage. So for me personally, what I would advise you is fix your eating habits first based on your goals. For instance, if you're trying to lose weight, actually scratch that. Whatever your goal is, you need to know how many calories you're supposed to be consuming. And the easiest way to do this, just go to Google and Google macro calculator. It's going to give you how many calories you're supposed to be eating based on your goals. Sometimes it even gives you your calories at maintenance, depending on what calculator you pick. So basically it just asks you for your gender, your age, your height, and your weight. And it asks you for your activity levels, and then it's going to calculate for you. So next thing you do, I know most people don't like tracking their food, but especially if you're struggling to see results, I think it's super important that you start tracking your food so that you know whether you're eating enough. Especially, and it goes both ways. I remember when I was trying to gain weight, I thought I was eating enough until I tracked my food and I was like, damn, I'm not even eating enough for my maintenance. So it's annoying at first, but I promise you don't need to do it for long, because most of us eat the same meals over and over and over again. And once you know the calories or the macros that are in the foods that you eat on a daily, it becomes easier for you. Once you start the tracking process, it's going to become super easy for you to know even your portions, and you won't have to keep tracking forever. You can now start eating intuitively. I think that's how it's said. Anyway, yeah, so tracking your calories is super important so that you make sure you're eating for your goals. Then the other thing you need to do is just eat healthy. Like, try to eat 80% of whole food, like diet. Like, food is not going anywhere. We don't need to be eating sugar every single day. Food is more than, just energy. It's also healing your body, because you don't want to be inflamed. You don't want to have sugar will give you a burst of energy, and then you're going to calm down, and then your body is just gonna be like, what's going on? Anyway, so yeah, just eat the right foods like 80% of the time. It's okay, you can eat those, I don't know. And also once you start eating healthy, and once you start knowing what's in your food, you kind of stop worrying too much about eating junk food. Like, you don't need to be drinking soda with every meal that you take. So I would say you need to focus on is, 1, increasing your NEAT, that's like your daily activities, cleaning, walking. I think walking is the best way to increase that. Then intentional exercise, I don't know, 3 to 4 times a week is more than enough. And the most helpful one is obviously fixing your diet, or knowing how many calories you're supposed to be consuming. Anyway, I'm done with the rambling, and I think I'll end this video here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I hope this video was helpful. Yeah, so I will see you on the next one. Bye.
Yeah. Sometimes we laugh and sometimes we cry, but I